Ethel Cain is one of my favorite artists and is truly unlike any other artist out there today. She's been able to craft her tight-knit fan base with her deeply personal and dark songs, not looking for chart toppers. In fact, a lot of her songs are over 4 minutes long and include heavy instrumental breaks, contrary to the 3-minute pop tracks that usually dominate today. Within her persona, she has brought this Southern American Gothic style to the forefront, an aesthetic not really romanticized per se until Ethel came onto the scene. I wanted to create a list of films that fit within Ethel Cain's music as sort of companion pieces, because I, for one, have not gone over Preacher's Daughter and need more media like it. Because of the wide range of topics Ethel covers in her music, I have made 4 categories with specific tropes that relate to a lyric or a theme within her songs. Each category will have 2 movies in it, although I could do a lot more, but then the video would be like an hour long, so let me know if you want a part 2. My first category is Women Restricted to a Polaroid, a lyric taken from strangers, and is basically movies with a female character, although not present, have a strong impact on the main characters and/or plot. To start off with is Paris, Texas, made in 1984 by Wim Wenders, and it follows a man named Travis who wanders in the desert with no recollection of who he is after disappearing 4 years earlier. After being saved by his brother Walt, Travis slowly regains his memories of who he once was, reconnecting with his brother as well as his son he didn't know about. It also leads Travis to search for his wife Jane, who he has not seen since. It's a slow burn with beautiful cinematography on roadside America and the emptiness America can have. My second pick is 3 Billboards in Ebbing, Missouri. In the town of Ebbing, Mildred Hayes' daughter, Angela, goes missing. The months pass with no leads, and Mildred gets more angry at the police's lack of trying after no progress. After Mildred displays her anger within billboards in the town, tensions rise within the members of the police and people in the town, not only focusing on the main character, but a slew of strong side characters that feel just as emotional and relatable. I swear there's a character for everyone to connect with in some way in this film. Next category is a pretty common theme in multiple forms of media all around: religious trauma. For these next 2 films, I've made sure to keep with the Christian religion, as it is the religion expressed in Ethel Cain's music and aesthetic, as she is a Southern Baptist. First Reformed is a religious drama starring Ethan Hawke, who plays the pastor of a small church. While already dealing with his own personal struggles, things get more complicated when he encounters an avid environmental activist and his pregnant wife, leading him to question his feelings and faith. Ethan Hawke gives what I would say his strongest performance, not only focusing on the trauma he faces while being a pastor, but mental issues as a person. Who do you turn to when you're supposed to be the strong believer that helps everyone else out? My next pick is The Starling Girl, which tells the story of a 17-year-old girl, Jem Starling, and her struggle to find her place within her Christian fundamentalist church. Things become more complicated when the youth pastor comes back to the church, and the relationship between following God and wanting more than that start to blur. This category I've named Willoughby, Logan, Isaiah, after the 3 men the character of Ethel Cain has had a relationship with in the story of the Preacher's Daughter album. The 2 movies I've listed are similar in concept, but are shown in 2 completely different ways. To put it plain and simple, the category is essentially experiences with men. Made in 1973, Badlands is the Bonnie and Clyde type story, where a young teenager and her older boyfriend go on a killing spree in the Dakota Badlands. Inspired by real events, it's set in the 1950s and has beautiful cinematography of rural America. Similar to Badlands, Natural Born Killers follows Mickey and Mallory Knox, who go on a cross-country killing spree with anyone that gets in their way. Highly glorified by the media, Natural Born Killers satirizes killer couples and has some really cool editing and cinematography. A truly visually insane movie that never looks dull or boring. Another category I've named after a lyric, Am I Making You Feel Sick?, is the dark and twisted side of Ethel Cain's music. And if you know the lore behind the second half of the Preacher's Daughter album, then you know how truly horrific and sick she can get. The 2 films I've chosen are actually both directed by Luca Guadagnino, which I didn't realize until now. Bones and All is the first choice I have, which Ethel Cain actually made a song inspired by the movie, Famous Last Words, an ode to eaters. It follows Marin and Lee, who road trip through America while confronting their past and realizing they only have each other in this world due to their differences that separate them from normal people, all while falling in love and making sure their love doesn't consume them. Literally. The 2018 Suspiria remake centers around a dance school in Berlin in a tension-filled 1970s. However, the school hides a dark secret and produces horrors for the dancers who don't submit themselves into the program. This movie really does get truly gruesome at points. This last category is all about familial love and trauma, inspired by songs such as Family Tree and Hard Times, where the character of Ethel Cain expresses her relationship with her father, the preacher, hence the title Preacher's Daughter. While in these movies there are no preacher, they still experience complicated family dynamics that aren't necessarily good. Stoker is the perfect movie for messed up family dynamics. After India's father dies, her Uncle Charlie, whom she never knew about, comes to live with her and her mother. As the time passes, India sees through the cracks. He's not as good as he seems to be. However, she grows infatuated with him, as well as her mother. My final pick is Twin Peaks Fire Walk With Me, which could be listed under Women Restricted to a Polaroid. However, I feel like the series, Twin Peaks, relates to that more than the movie. The prequel, Fire Walk With Me, is all about familial trauma, a precursor to the inevitable death of Laura Palmer that is the central plot for the TV show. The prequel movie follows Laura's last days before her death. It reveals the truth about the life Laura led and her not-so-perfect home life, and the relationship with her father, as well as the secrets they both hid from each other. Complete opposite to their all-American image. If you want more recommendations, I have a list on Letterboxd with tons of movies that relate to Ethel Cain, with her music, her lyrics, the aesthetic, and it is called the Ethel Cain Cinematic Universe. Feel free to go check it out.